everyone. My name is Olivia Savage, and I'm the Director of Product Marketing here at Newswire. Welcome to today's SmartStar educational video on media interviews. Whether it's your first media interview or you've already done more than you can count, it's always a good idea to kind of brush up on the best practices. One thing to kind of note before we dive in, we're not going to talk about technical issues or gear in this video. Instead, what we're going to do is talk about best practices to prepare for your interview, how to use an interview opportunity to build relationships with media contacts, and then how to use that interview to amplify your own brand. Now, on to discuss preparation tips and other best practices for conducting a media interview. I am happy to welcome back my colleague, Maria Marhefka. How are you, Maria?
Hi, Olivia. I'm doing great today, and I'm looking forward to digging into this topic.
All right, so to begin, what are some of the benefits of media interviews?
So media interviews are intended to build brand awareness and share knowledge and opinions with the publication's audience, whether it's via television, print, radio, or online. For small and mid-sized companies looking to make a name for themselves, media interviews are a powerful way to build that brand awareness, to gain that visibility, and to showcase their expertise in their respective industries. Clients that are part of our Media Advantage plan in particular, they know firsthand the positive business outcomes generated by media interviews and by turning owned media into earned media.
Excellent. And what advice would you give to somebody who just scheduled a media interview?
For starters, you want to understand the why. Why? This is a question that no matter the situation will uncover important details that'll put you in a position for success. Now, when it comes to media interviews in particular, ask yourself a very basic question, which is, why am I being interviewed? Are they looking for a trend or investigative piece? Will your insights be part of an overarching piece, or is it a solo interview? How can you create the most value for your target audience? Now, the answers to these questions and more, they'll help you gain a better understanding and better prepare for your media interview, because you'll be able to frame your approach and messaging to better connect with your target audience and the target audience of the publication. Next, you want to do your research. This is perhaps the most important step of the process. Now, prior to your interview, take some time to read through or watch the journalist's past interviews. Doing so will give you a good idea of the tone and the types of quotes they typically pull from their past interviews. Next, you want to head over to their social media channels of the publication and read through the comments on their content. You'll get an idea of who makes up their target audience and what they're interested in. All this information and more is going to help you adapt your responses when the time comes and position your brand accordingly to create a common link with their audience. The third tip is to decide on talking points. A fear that people commonly share is having their minds go blank when it comes time for their interview or speech. It's like it's lights, camera, and then crickets. But that doesn't have to be the case when it comes to your media interview. Once you know the topic and you've done your research and you've gained a little bit of intel of what's going to work and what's not, build out the angle of your interview and define the key messaging points you absolutely want to cover during the interview. Identifying these bullet points will keep you grounded if you find yourself stuck.
Excellent points. Basically, do your homework before you dive in. Now, let's say the day of the interview has arrived. How can you make the most of this opportunity?
Don't over-answer. When the interviewer asks a question, make a pointed effort to answer in the most concise yet informative way possible. Long-winded answers can negatively impact the cadence of the conversation. Keep the dialogue flowing naturally with brief but impactful answers. And be sure to steer clear of industry jargon. Use terminology and provide examples the average person would understand. This adds a layer of clarity consumers crave. Next, be confident. If you come off as timid and uncertain, the audience will pick up on that energy and maybe not take what you're saying too seriously. You were approached by the journalist for a reason. You're the expert. You're the person they're leaning on to add value to the story they're developing. Believe in yourself and in your experience and let it shine through during the interview.
Such great advice. And now, let's say you did it. You nailed the interview. What's next?
Share it. Once your successful interview is live, share it with your audience. And here are a few ideas. Make the announcement via a press release, make some social media posts, and definitely add it to the media room on your website. And finally, send a thank you. Gratitude goes a long way. After your interview is live, make it a point to send the interviewer a thank you card. Maybe it's a physical card or just a simple email. This quick note of gratitude can help you stand out from the competition and better your chances for future interviews.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Maria, and thank you for watching. I hope this gave you some great tips to make your next media interview a successful one. If you have any other questions, please feel free to drop a comment below. You can reach out to us on social media, or you can find us on our website, newswire.com. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.